The organization itself is it's a conservation organization. We do believe in using the environment and using what is here, but preserving what is also here. In other words, what I'm trying to say is come in, use the coal for jobs, use the oil and gas, but at the same time, don't destroy the water and air that we live in.
I really believe in what the Isaac Walton League is all about, and that is trying to preserve our air, trying to preserve our water, trying to work with industry, but realizing that industry needs to be very responsible in what they're doing. A lady this past Wednesday from out around Amity, and they've been talking about the effect of some of the gases that are released from Marcellus well sites, or more importantly probably from compressor stations and from some of the pits that are used to evaporate the Marcellus fluids. We're concerned that a lot of people are being affected, and one of the most distressing things is that no one's doing anything. This lady had to be her own DEP, she had to be her own EPA, she had to spend her own money to get all the testing done. It leaves you with the question of why isn't the government representing the interests of the people? Because looking at things like this and hearing these stories, the health and the safety of the population is threatened.
What we're doing through the Isaac Walton League is we're developing a team or a staff of volunteer personnel, and we're assigning them specific locations across Greene County. Right now we've got close to 24 locations that we've selected on waterways within Greene County, and we're training them to do sampling of those waterways for certain very basic water chemistry parameters. Greene County historically has evolved from a predominantly agricultural rural community through the oil and gas boom of the late 1800s, early 1900s, and then has experienced a lot of coal mining development, and now more recently a return of gas drilling through the Marcellus shale development. And each one of those industries has with it certain potential impacts on surface water quality. So we're trying to really establish what current ground or surface water conditions are moving forward. We can't document what happened in the past necessarily, but we're trying to establish a current baseline so we can identify problems that may happen in the future. Well, through our monitoring program, as I said, our volunteers are being trained to measure certain very basic water chemistry parameters in the field. If an anomaly is identified, what we then have developed is a system by which a follow-up sampling event occurs to confirm that the anomaly is real, and then secondly to do more involved chemical analyses on the water at that location to try to determine what it is that's causing the anomaly.
Right now we're seeing certain areas of high TDS levels, which include sodium sulfates from mining and sodium chlorides from the gas drilling. The extractive industry has a problem cleaning up TDS.
Once we have those more specific chemical data in hand, we can then get in touch with the appropriate regulatory agencies and get them involved in helping decide what the next steps should be. I think first and foremost you have to really be interested in participating and committing to a program like this, because we ask them to take time out of their day once a week for as long as they're able to be involved to go out and do the monitoring in virtually any weather, any conditions. So first they have to have that willingness. We take somebody with no technical background, if that's the case, and equip them with the skills that they need and the equipment they need to go out and collect the basic data that we're looking for.
I'm here because I think it's really important that there be some type of database, that there be records of all these streams of what's normalcy. normal for these waterways and these tributaries.
The Isaac Walton League, the people who are in charge more on the administrative end of the program have been in touch with a variety of groups, not just surrounding Greene County, but across Pennsylvania and I think also West Virginia, to try to expand the program into other areas using the model that we've developed.
I would say to Bill DeWeese and other local legislators, start representing the interests of the people rather than the interests of the extraction industries. And we've already seen that there are some streams that are being adversely affected by what's happening locally. Now we're waiting to see if the powers that be, the DEP, and possibly ultimately the EPA actually come in and do anything to protect the people. Because after all, hopefully that's what they're there for, to protect the people.